Hey there, happy Wednesday. Excited to be back with you guys. If you didn't know, we were out of town end of last week, beginning of this week for my grandmother's memorial service. This was her necklace. Um, so lots of emotions, but also lots of really good things, good memories, and time with family, which is always great. But it's also topical because something I love about being with my relatives is that most of them are older than me. And with that comes the ability to communicate, right? So I know that seems really rude and weird, but what I noticed in my generation and younger is we're so used to online communication that we're just not used to having really deep in person connections. And it's not our fault, it's just kind of how society is. But this is a secret to the best real estate agents and also just great people in general is they are connectors. When you guys reach out and you're like, "Hey, I need a guy for this." Guess what? I almost always have a guy. Why? Because it's my job to. But if it wasn't my job, don't you think that would be a good thing to do anyway? And so that's something I really want you to pay attention to, not only in your agent, but just in your daily life is relationships. Relationships really, really matter. Um, when you have a plumbing or electrical emergency, isn't it nice to have a friend in one of those fields and be like, "Hey, I know your fees are your fees. I respect you. I'm going to pay what you charge, but this water is leaking all over my house. Can you get here?" And they're like, "Yeah, man, like you're one of my best friends. I'll be there in 20 minutes." Doesn't always happen that way, but it can, right? Um, and it's not just about being self-serving, but it's like, how can I enrich the lives of those around me? And that's something I'm really, really passionate about is just being there for people. And I think we kind of need more of that in society in general. Um, but also just the value of that. I want to have really deep connections with my clients too, because the more I know about you and the better I know you, the better I can serve you. And so, whether it's me or another agent, I want you to think about that when you're selecting an agent and when you're in that relationship is how strong is my connection to this person? And are we working as a team? Because I can tell you all day the best things for you to do. But if we don't have a relationship, you're not trusting that. And if we don't have a relationship, then I really don't understand you that well. If you have come to me recently, then you'll know that I ask a lot of questions, way more than most people. It's probably kind of annoying, but it's for a purpose. I'm not just asking you how many bedrooms and bathrooms you want. I'm asking you who's living in your home. How do you spend time in your home? Are you in your bedrooms more? Are you out in your living space more? Are you outdoors, indoors? Do you like to be close to shops? Do you always cook at home and you only go to the store once a month? Well, how do you live? If I don't know how you live, I can't find your perfect home, right? So it seems super common sense when I say it like that, but this is not something that's taught or trained. It really is just intuitive and being someone who wants to solve problems. So please consider that. If your agent is not asking you these questions, volunteer the information. Make sure that they know as much about you as possible so that they can help you find the best fit. Now, I should have found the source and kept it, but recent surveys and studies have shown that I think it was like 93% of home buyers now start their search for a home on the internet. However, um, those that find the home they buy on the internet drops to about 75, 80%. That's rare for me. Most of the time, my clients find a house I brought to them. It's not the one that they sent me saying, "Oh, we need to go look at this right now." It's my house. It's a house I selected. And the reason is because I go in depth on their needs. And I'm thinking some things that they might not be thinking. Because I mean, you come to me and you're like, "I need 4 bedrooms. My budget is 200,000." Cool. Maybe we can find that. But why do you need 4 bedrooms? oh, well, I work at home and then we have a teenager, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, then 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be a 4 bedroom house. It's going to be like a split level that has 3 bedrooms technically, but then it's really big space downstairs and maybe a separate office area. There are a lot of ways that you can work this. It doesn't have to be so black and white. And when you put that in search parameters on the internet, you can't always find these things that we know would still be a solution. So please, please, please open communication with your agent and just overall communication with each other. Let's make this a more inviting, welcoming space where we really know our neighbors. We know the guy working on our house, and we're able to benefit each other a little better. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of the week. If you need a guy, you know I always have one, and have a great week.